Hi, and welcome to I Love the Library. I'm Lisa Trana, and I'm the Public Services Supervisor here at the Detroit Lakes Public Library. And with it being winter, I thought it'd be fun to show off some of our new books that could transport you to a warmer place. So first off, we have Cozy White Cottage Seasons, 100 Ways to be Cozy All Year Long by Liz Marie Galvin. So first off, I chose this one to help you transform your place into a cozier, warmer location. And with 100 different suggestions to help it, there's sure to be a suggestion that will work for you. I enjoyed Liz's cozy hot cocoa bar that she suggested, which includes a variety of different toppings, including sea salt, which I hadn't thought about putting sea salt on my cocoa. I also enjoyed her section on cozy hibernation, where she recommends things as curling up and reading with a good book and enjoying a hot beverage, and I'm like, I'm all for that suggestion. Yes, please. Next up, we have From the Jump by Lacey Weldon. Liz Bakerfield lives by doing what she thinks other people think she should do, without taking into account what she actually truly wants for herself. So finally, when Liz decides to take the jump and go to South Africa with her friends on a vacation, she's like, yeah, but it doesn't end up being the fun, easy trip that she was hoping with her college friends. And when coming back to LA from the trip, she discovers that some of those events that happened in South Africa have triggered some other events that now she has to work through. And she's now forced to decide between doing something she feels she should do and doing something that she wants to do. Next up, we have An Island Wedding by Jenny Colgan. On a tiny island located between Scotland and Norway, it's high summer, and in this tiny island of Muir, it is the perfect area for a small, intimate wedding with just the dearest friends and family for Flora and Joel. However, Olivia has come back from the island, and she had left it years ago, and now she wants to come back and prove herself at the biggest and most extravagant wedding possible. And she's wanting to do it at the same day and the same place that Flora wants her wedding at. So, will Flora and Olivia get what they want ultimately? You'll have to find out in Island Wedding. Next up, we have The Spanish Daughter by Lorena Hughes. This historical fiction will transport you to the warmth of a cocoa plantation in Vinces, Ecuador. Puri has always had a passion for chocolate, and she never quite knew why until her father dies and leaves her a cocoa plantation in Ecuador. As Puri is notified, she travels to Ecuador with her husband, but while she's traveling to Ecuador, her husband is accidentally murdered instead of Puri. And Puri then decides to assume her husband's identity until she can figure out why someone wants to kill her and why. Next up, we have Hokulula Road by Elizabeth Hand. Grady Kennedy has spontaneously applied for a job in a luxury property in Hawaii, and he gets the position. And so next thing he knows, he's on an airplane to Hawaii, going to work at a luxury area, but that luxury area has a much darker side than he realized. It's a place where people just disappear without a trace. And the next person to disappear happens to be a young woman who had been on his airplane when he had traveled to Hawaii. Will Grady and a young woman who is the young woman's friend be able to uncover the truth and find the answers before it's too late? Next up, we have Unearthing the Secret Garden, the plants and places that inspired Frances Hodgson Burnett by Martin McDowell. So if you've ever read the children's classic, The Secret Garden, this book actually details the gardens that inspired the author of that book to write about the book, along with learning more about her life. Did you know that Frances Hodgson Burnett also created gardens in England, Long Island, and Bermuda? So this book delves into those different gardens, delves into the plants, delves into the history of Frances, and it's just a really fascinating one to read. So if you've read Secret Garden and you're a giant fan of it, this book is a definite read. And for those who aren't familiar with Secret Garden, this is still a fascinating book about history and beautiful garden images that will transport you to a much warmer place where flowers are blooming, and it's wonderful. So thank you for watching I Love the Library, and I hope to see you soon.